Welcome to the Lynn Lineup, a show highlighting upcoming events happening in the Lynn community. Today I am joined by Emily Jodoin and Lisa Wallace from the Community Path of Lynn Coalition, and we're here today to talk about the Lynn Community Path cleanups happening on April 28th, 2018 and May 12th, 2018. Both of those are going to be from 9:30 to 12:30, and each are going to focus on different areas of the community path, which we'll get into a little bit later. So thank you guys for joining me today.
Thank you.
So for the people out there that haven't heard about it, what exactly is the Lynn Community Path?
So it's a trail that connects to the Northern Strand, which is a bike path that goes from way beyond Boston and is apparently going to connect to Canada, from what I've read.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty long, and it goes through a whole bunch of communities, and it's to utilize abandoned railroad tracks that, you know, the trains aren't running along anymore, and they're kind of left to be areas that aren't unkept and, you know, just have a lot of issues. So they're taking them and making them multi-purpose pathways, so you can ride your bike, walk, you know, to get through whatever sections, and it connects to other cities. And this one with Lynn was originally started about 20 years ago from a group called Bike to the Sea, and they worked really hard to connect. They did an amazing job in Malden and Saugus and Revere, and now they're looking to connect Saugus and Lynn. It was a real challenge because of, you know, the economic stuff with Lynn and the type of liability insurance we hold. It's a lot goes into just making a path. So since Lynn isn't a bike riding community per se, it really was very difficult to get the residents, especially in the areas in Ward 6, 7, you know, to buy into it because it abuts their backyards basically. So it was a big challenge, and I moved into the Neptune Street area about 6 years ago and just saw like this pathway that, you know, we had a shooting and there was a lot of drug activity and it was just neglected. And I got kids, so I wasn't too happy about that. So working with Ward 6 Councilor Peter Capano, the police, you know, and a bunch of other organizations, we were able to get it worked out so that we could get resources brought in to turn it into something bigger and better than it was. So we're looking to get resources like the food project, raw, we put up murals, did a lot of cleaning, and we're going to connect it so that you can go down to the waterfront or you can go to any part of downtown and so forth. So, yeah.
And so the community path, it's been in Lynn for a little bit now, for about 6-7 years. Where is the boundary on that? Where does it stretch from and to right now?
The beginning is Boston Street in Lynn with, what's the name of that, Spuds and O'Brien's, I think it used to be Boston Street Cafe. It was like across the street.
That's like right on the Saugus line, right?
Yeah, so that's where you would pick it up from Saugus to Lynn. It's like the wetland area. And you'll see like Spuds is there, and then there's like this little park. I can't remember the name of it, but I think it's Rumney Marsh Park or something like that. But then there's a trail, and there's a little bridge. It's really beautiful because it's,
and that's,
you know,
along the old railroad track.
Yep.
You're right. It became like overgrown. It was not the best kept up area, and you guys have helped transform that.
Yeah, it's a good way to unite the community and bring in resources that just a regular bike path wouldn't bring in. You know, I think about Emily and her family, and she's got kids and carriages. You know, just having a bike path that, you know, it's like a third section on a street. I can't picture her so much really with her kids and the carriage through Lynn traffic, you know. So this is a safe passage, and when we get it up and running, you'll be able to connect it to the new apartment buildings that they're building on the waterfront that has the gearworks station. That's going to be open to the public. You'll be able to jump on that. You'll be able to go right down to the Ironbound. I mean, this is years in the making. It's not something that's going to happen, you know, but as long as we get the route down and the vision down, you know, it'll give us another way to travel through Lynn without worrying so much about traffic. You know, it's important not to have the congestion that we have on our streets. You know, and a lot of neighborhoods that are isolated can't connect to certain things, so you can take that pathway right up to Market Basket and go shopping. And along the way, having parks, I know your family would love to be able to go somewhere and see other people in the community and go to the farm that we're hoping to build there, and the stage that we could have festivals and talent shows. And
all be fantastic.
Yeah.
So Emily, we've heard a lot from Lisa, so how did you get involved with this Community Path?
Well, I met Lisa when we were working on a campaign together, and we really work well together. We click and we understand. We can almost finish each other's sentences sometimes. And I am a big cheerleader for Lynn. I always want to see improvement in Lynn. I've lived in Lynn most of my life. I like to be involved in bringing up the community as much as possible. So when Lisa asked me to help her out, I was more than thrilled to be a part of this. I think it's a great idea to really do something different for the community. I've participated in some of the cleanups already. I bring my kids. They help clean up. I think it's really important to get the kids involved in the community too, so they have more pride in where they live, and that will make them take care of the community better, because this is something that they helped create.
So we only have about 3 minutes left, actually. This goes by pretty quick. So on April 28th, you guys are doing a stretch of the Community Path from Western Ave to Barry Park. And then on the May 12th, you guys are doing from Barry Park to the Saugus River. So those are both from 9:30 to 12:30. When people come down, what is provided to them to help them clean up the path? What do you guys need people to be able to bring?
Themselves.
And what should people be wearing?
Well, sneakers, always. And dress like, you know, you're ready to do yard work. You know, don't come in a dress.
Don't wear your best clothes.
Yeah, don't, you know, and we provide everything. We have gloves, we have
the trash bags.
Yeah, and there's no heavy lifting of anything. If you come across, you know, a couch or something, you just tell me and I back my truck up and me and my boys will take it. You know, we work with DPW, so we have all the ability to have everything hauled out. We just put everything in little sites, and you don't have to come for that long of a time. If you can just come and fill up one bag and leave, you're the hero for the day. You know, anybody who takes photography, anybody who's in love with that, this is where you'd want to be. I had a girl, Kimberly Sweeney, who she just grabbed her trash bag and the whole time took these amazing pictures, and we put them on Facebook, and she Facebook Lived it, and it was amazing. And you know, sometimes you can get a lot of beauty out of the ugliest things, supposedly. But yeah, just come. We provide everything. The meeting spots, you can go on OCOVMA, Facebook.com. It's a Facebook page for one community. And normally we have where we'll be meeting, where the station will be set up, and you come in, sign in, I give you all your stuff, and you be about your way. Just leave it at the drop-off. You know, any issues, there's usually a team leader there that'll pick up the phone and tell me if we need anything on the field or whatever, and I deliver it.
And so we only have about a minute left, but I do want to touch on what you guys had mentioned before, like revitalizing the area. So quickly, would you be able to tell us just how past cleanups have impacted the area?
Yeah, in the Neptune Street area, we put together a project called the Neighborhood Revitalization, and basically we were able to get Youth Build, the Salem CDC, and over 200 volunteers for a weekend. We had so many people from Lynn officials. I mean, it was amazing. I had Rick Staubard build a fence. Jan Cahill donated a fence at the end of the block. Peter and Jay were there putting down stone. You know, we fixed up homes.
So a lot of great support from people within city government.
Yeah, and they were there helping people fix their homes, not just the area, but the whole neighborhood. And we were able to raise the value of all those houses about $100,000.
Wow.
Yeah, I bought mine for $160, and the next year I did end up moving, but I sold it for $260. And previously they
incredible.
told me that I wouldn't be able to get more than $180,000 because of the area.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so there's a lot of support. We can do that everywhere, but we need the community to stand up and be present and, you know, back us up.
Thank you guys very much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Again, that's the Lynn Community Path cleanups happening on April 28th and May 12th from 9:30 to 12:30 p.m. That's it for this edition of the Lynn Lineup. Thanks for tuning in.